Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel here. Today's unboxing and quick review is on the Acmer P2 33 watt laser. Now, this particular laser comes in three different types. So there's the 10 watt, the 20 watt and the 33 watt. And this particular model is the 33 watt. So opening up the packaging, you can see it's quite a sturdy packaging. And the first thing you're greeted with is the instruction manual. Now, the website and the company have quoted that you can put this particular model together in less than 10 minutes. Now we're going to trial that out in this review. But from what I can see, just opening up the box and the sheer size of the box is pretty much telling me the model is already pre-assembled to a particular point. Obviously, there are some items that we are going to need to connect, such as the air assist, etc. And the air assist actually comes with this model prior to delivery, so you don't need to buy that as an attachment. So opening up the top layer, you're greeted with several boxes, and I love the fact that each of these are uniquely packed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up each pack and have a look at the contents. So each pack is uniquely labeled, which I like as well. So let's just open that and take a quick look at what's inside. So I've reviewed several Acmer products on my channel, and every single product has been first class. So the first item in there is the power brick and the cable for your country, but also some connections for the roller. So if you're doing any sort of round objects, SD card and an SD card reader. So we'll check those out. I'm sure they have some cutting files, so we'll refer to that and do that in our tests. So let's just put that to one side. Okay, so to the next item. So the next item is going to be the goggles. So pretty much all lasers come with these, but this particular one really blows my mind. The quality of the case. I like the fact that it's got a little case. It's not going to make any difference to the actual working of the glasses, but it looks more premium. And that's pretty much showing across everything that we're going to be unpacking right now. Each box has been clearly labeled, and each box has unique items inside it. So this one is the laser module. Now, like I said earlier on in the video, this is the 33 watt laser, and there are 20 and 10 watt versions. But I also believe you can add the IR laser to this particular model. And if that's what you wanted to do and make it a versatile laser. So taking it out, we have the first item out is the spare lenses for this. Now, normally you only get one spare lens, but two, that's brilliant. I mean, it means that you can stay on top of that. You've got the connections for the computer and then the actual laser module itself. So it's in this uniquely sealed bag. So we're just going to take it out and have a quick look over that now. Okay, so taking a look over the actual module itself, as you can see, quite compact. Like the fact that it's got the little visual lens at the front. It's got all the information on the side, so all the ratings for it. On the other side, you'll find the connections for the air assist here and the focus tool. So it isn't an individual tool; it's actually connected to the module. I love that. I love that on all lasers. All the other lasers that I've had for review has had that. So let's put that back to the side now and go on to the next item out of the box. Okay, so next out of the packaging is some material package. So from what I have seen online, this particular one comes with several different items to test with, which I really like about that. I think companies should supply some testing material. So we have some plywood, and this is quite thick, so about 7mm, I believe. So we've got a couple of pieces of that. The next out is some acrylic, so we're going to test out some acrylic cutting, see whether I personally don't like to cut acrylic because of the smell, but we'll try it anyway. We've got some aluminium business cards and a square of stainless steel, so it'd be interesting on how that performs. I myself have never really worked with stainless steel, and a pre-cut and burnt material test cards. So I guess this is kind of what they've done in the factory, so we can refer to some of those. And then we have two pieces of basically the same type of material as the pre-cut and pre-burnt material they supplied, so we can use that as a guide. So that's the material box. Quite extensive amount of stuff in there, which I think is actually really important for anything like this. So okay, so the next item out of the box is the air assist. This particular air assist has its own unique power, so it connects to the laser itself, so you don't need an additional plug, which is always an issue when you get additional air pumps. It also has the rubber feet to try and dampen some of the vibration from that. So that's the air assist for that. Like I say, it's already comes with it. Next thing out of the box is a tool set. So you've got various cable ties, spanners and Allen keys. So you're going to need that for the build. However, it is such a simple build as well. So they reckon about up to 10 minutes. So like I say, we're going to test that out in a minute. Next thing out of the box is the actual laser itself. And as you can visually see, you don't have to put the actual unit together. It is quite heavy, so when you're taking it out, just take care not to sort of drop it. So taking a look over it, as you can see, pretty much pre-installed. You've got the air line for the air pump. You also have these screws that are basically for transport purposes. It's to stop the gantry from moving backwards and forwards. So all you need to do with the Allen key supplied is underneath each arrow there is like a little bracket. So just undo that. There's two on either side. So just undo that and then basically you'll be able to move the frame and move on to the next step. Okay, so there's 4 brackets altogether, as I said. We've removed all 4 of those now. And the next step is to actually connect up the laser module itself. What you have is these little guides, and they basically just slide in. We're going to undo the clasp, which is at the bottom, and then that allows us to slide the module straight in, and that's in place for laser cutting. Okay, so with the laser module in place, what we want to now do is connect up the air assist pipe and the actual power for the module itself. So as you can see, there's like a little guide. Push the tube through that guide and then it literally connects up to the connection pipe, which is on the laser head itself. And the next thing you want to do is put up the power cable. It's only one way that you can do that, so just double check before you push that in, and then that just pops into place, and that then connects up the laser module to the laser itself. Okay, so the next step is to actually connect up the air assist. Now underneath the laser you will find the connection for this. So what we need to do is just feed the wire through, connect up the rubber pipe to the other end, and that then connects us to the laser module. It's all integrated into the frame, which I really like about this, so you haven't got any sort of pipes just draping around. So now that we've lifted the machine up, underneath is the actual connection for that. It's clearly marked as air assist pump. So under there is where it pushes in. You also see the Wi-Fi module as well. So you can Wi-Fi connect to this and use your handset if you would like. So the next step is just a bit of cable management. So using the supplied cable ties, we're going to tie up those. There is like a little bracket and you just feed that through. So that's what we're going to do now and then go on to the next step. Okay, so the final step for the installation is to connect up the power brick. On the left hand side you will find the actual connections for that, and then just feed the actual cabling round the back of the machine to the power socket, and that's part of the power brick there and into the actual wall itself. And then just keeping the cables clear of the actual axes, you'll be good to go. So that's pretty much the whole of the installation. As you can see, we've got the power connected, we have the air assist connected, and everything else is in place, including the laser module. So in this extra packaging, you have some various items. So we're going to just check over that now. So in here, you will find a set of keys. Now these are important to ensure that the machine actually functions. If it's in the off position, you will not be able to turn it on. So pressing the on button, as you can see, is just illuminated. This now gives us the access to the machine. You also have a safety override switch, so a emergency stop. And you also have the flame sensor and the actual connection. So all in all, that did take approximately 5 to 10 minutes to put together, and it really was simple. Obviously the unboxing side of it was slightly longer as I went into a bit of detail. So what we're going to do now is take a quick browse over the actual unit itself and take a look. So as you can see, we've got the power brick, we also have the air assist, you have the emergency stop here, you have the twist function, so that just unlocks it, you have the on-off switch, you have the keys and the flame sensor, the Acmer logo and some various notifications. As you can see, it's self-tension, so you can actually change the tension on that. I do see a bit of slack, so we're probably going to do that on both sides. And with this unit, you don't have to actually do the tension belts at the beginning like some of the lasers. You also have proximity switches and the gantry, and you also have the option of switching between a roller and the actual axes. You have the tube that connects up to the air assist, which is all integrated into the frame itself, which once again really like that. You also have the latch and the laser focus tool, which is built integrated into the unit itself as well. Just by adjusting that, you can swap it over and drop it down. So as I said earlier, those arrows indicate that you need to remove those before starting the machine up. That's just specifically for the delivery itself. Taking a look at the sides, you've got the USB-C connection, the power connection and the computer connection. At the front you have the SD card slot, and then taking a look underneath the machine itself, you have the Wi-Fi connection, and you also have the connection for the air assist, and you also have the flame sensor. So this will pick up any flame sensor, actual flames that would shut the machine down automatically. It also has a tilt function, so if you was to tilt it while it was at use, it would actually cut it out. So with the supplied machine, I actually got the enclosure supplied by Acmer and the air extraction, so I'm going to be putting that into good use. So what we're going to do now is run through some of the material tests, and we'll do some trials using the materials that were supplied with the unit. And then at the end of this video, we'll go through a quick end of video review and my thoughts on the machine itself. So as you can see, we've placed the material down onto the honeycomb bed, which wasn't supplied with this unit. This is just one of mine in stock, and do the laser focus. So this actual image was found on the SD card. So quoting against this materials guide, we're actually going to select the speed and the power rating based on the images that we can see here, and that's what we're going to use as our guide when we're cutting or burning this material. So going back to light burn, what we want to do is change the figure of the speed and the power. So you literally on light burn is just to change that and enter in the figure that you want and the power that you want. So setting the fume extraction by Acmer air purifier and the enclosure, which I'll go into details about those two items in a further video, but for now I want to concentrate specifically on the Acmer P2 33 watt laser. So I've completely closed that, so we're going to start the project now, and as you can see, this is basically just a quick time lapse. So it took about 5 minutes to laser etch, and this image was found on the SD card. Using the settings from that guide card, I kind of put into light burn. So let's take a look at that. I've allowed a bit of time for the extraction of the fumes, but there wasn't much being an image, but if you're cutting, it's probably more. As you can see, the image isn't quite clear all the way through, but it's good for a first try. And now for a quick word from today's video sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay are a PCB board manufacturer, and right now for their New Year's deals, they have lots of coupons for you to save money on any projects that you might have. They also have little competitions that they hold, so check that out. But most importantly, they do the PCB board prototyping, PCB board assembly, advanced PCB boards, FPC and rigid flex, and 3D printing and CNC services. So check out them, and that's PCBWay.com, today's video sponsor. Okay, so what we're going to do is run a cut test. You can do this through light burn. It's quite easy. Check on YouTube for how to do that. And what it does is it does different powers, different speeds, and it gives me an indication of what this material needs in terms of cut allowance. And at the end of it, it will give me the power rating and the speed rating. And for future cuts for this size materials or this depth, it will give me an idea of what I've got to work with. So in a minute, we'll see the results from that and we'll see what's been cut out and what hasn't. Okay, so checking out this now, we can see that quite a few of the squares have been cut out, and looking on the other side, you can see some haven't quite made it through, so they're the ones we're going to avoid. As I said, it's a 2mm plywood. Some of these can be knocked out by hand, as you can see, and then what we'll do is we'll work out what our cut levels are based on this particular test. I think you should do this for most sort of wood materials, and you should also try and do the engraving like this as well. Okay, so most of those squares have been popped out now, and we can see anything from 800 at 70% over and 1100 at 80% over is cutting okay. So that's pretty good to have in the future. The other board that we got in the pack was this 7mm birch plywood. So once again, we're going to do some cut tests. I'm not going to do the light burn test. I'm going to do some of my own square tests just to see what sort of levels I can do. And then I'm going to do a little cut project with the Acmer sign later on in the video. So throughout this testing, I carried out 3 squares with different speeds and different powers. Like I said, I didn't want to do the light burn test on this because it will be just too much and the actual size of the wood isn't big enough for it. As you can see, the actual one that I managed to get an achieved cut through is this final square, and this final square was at 300 speed and 100% power. So that actually did cut through. The other ones failed and definitely didn't reach through. And that was at 1 pass. So 300 speed and 100% power can cut through 7mm birch plywood, which I think is really impressive because on some of my other lasers, 300 and 100% normally only cuts through 3mm. So now I'm going to carry out a project based with the Acmer sign. So we're going to fill at 12,000 speed on that and 100% power. And then we're going to use the figures that we just achieved with the cut. So as you can see right now, it's printing out the Acmer logo and then it should perform a cut. So we'll cut to that and then we'll see the results. Okay, so now that project is completed, I allowed a bit of time for the fumes to extract in the enclosure through into the fume extraction unit. And as you can see, this has come out absolutely amazing. Now the engraving at that speed, which was just over 12,000, and the cutting at 250 100% power, that has cut through with no issues at all. I lowered the speed on the cut just to ensure that we definitely got, as you can see, there's no scorching on the back, and that is a testament to the honeycomb bed and the air assist. The air assist, you can actually function through the light burn. That's pretty easy, you just turn it on. Now we're going to do a test now on some stainless steel. So this stainless steel also come in the pack, and we're going to do that now. So once again, I use Lightburn to create a engraving file. Once again, just check YouTube out, and this is going to do different speeds and different powers. And as you can see from the results, it has worked absolutely amazingly once again. So this 33-watt P2 laser is really performing at the highest level. The different colors represent different speeds and different power. So this would be amazing for like a stainless steel image that has multiple colors. So you could have all these different powers, and it'd be really easy to input into Lightburn doing that. Now with this guide and this template, I can now use these power settings and the speed settings to create amazing projects, which I'm going to do in another video. This for me is just a review video for the actual laser, but we're going to do some projects later on. Okay, so now we're going to fill out one of these aluminium business cards. We're going to set it aside. So we're going to need to use these clamps. So I'm going to do the Acmer logo, and I'm going to do it at about 15,000 speed and 100% power. And we're doing it at 0.09 line interval. And as you can see from this quick time lapse, so this is about 10 times the speed, and it took about 1.5 minutes. Okay, so that's complete. And as you can see, that's come out really, really clear. with those settings. Now that's quite fast for a business card, 15,000. The next one is that the acrylic that was supplied. So this is about a 3mm acrylic. So we're going to cut out the Acmer logo into like a little design, and we're going to cut it at about 200 speed and 100% power with constant power mode, only one pass, and we're going to see how that comes out. So that came out exactly how I expected. So it cut through straight away with no issues with the power that I used. I could probably do some power tests with this, but to be honest with you, that has come out perfect. There was a little bit of popping from the plastic or the acrylic sort of burning. But as you can see, now I've peeled off the paper. Having the paper on there just helps with any scorching or any burning marks. And that's the Acmer P2 33-watt logo. So I just thought I'd do that. The next thing we're going to do is this slate coaster. So this is a 10 centimeter square coaster, and we're going to do the Acmer logo, just sticking with the theme, and we'll see how that comes out. Okay, so with the slate coaster, we're going to go for 9,000 speed and 100% power with the air assist on. And that should come out really clean. You don't want to go too slow because it would just start chipping away at it. This is a 10 centimeter square, and as you can see, it's come out really, really well. I gave it a quick wipe with some alcohol just to take away some of the residue from the slate coaster. So that's it for the tests, and we'll go on to the final thoughts now. Okay, so that is the end of this video on the Acmer P2 33-watt laser. So throughout this video, I've done lots of different tests on it using the materials that were supplied with the actual machine. In my next videos, I'm going to do some projects and take that to the next step. So as you see early on in the video, the build was no more than 5-10 minutes, and you could probably do it in 5 minutes. It really does set up in no time. Now, some of the tests using the materials. So as you see earlier on at the part of the video, we had the testing. This would come with it. So this is a 2mm plywood, and we worked out that we could cut at 800 speed to 1200 speed between 70 and 100%, as you can see here. So cuts really, really fast. The other thing that I did was the other piece of material that was supplied with it, which was the 7mm plywood. I did this Acmer sign, as you can see here. It looks absolutely amazing. Cut really, really quickly. Like I say, during the video, I do show the cut speed, so just make sure to check them out. But yeah, that came out really, really well. The other thing we did was with the stainless that was supplied, we did this cut trial, and this is all through Lightburn. As you can see the speeds on there. So each speed and each power has a different color rating, as you can see. And so if you're doing a project that is on stainless, this is going to give you that color effect. So like I say, the speed and the power determines the color impact that it has, which I think is brilliant. So in my next video, I'm going to try on the opposite side a pattern that has multiple colors that would give us this sort of definition, which I really like that. And the fact that they supplied that encourages you to try different things. The other thing that was supplied was some 3mm acrylic. It's black, so it was easy to cut, but I left the paper on for that. And as you can see, it's the Acmer P2 33-watt laser. Now, once again, I added the speeds and cuts for that, so you're more than welcome to use that when you do your trials, but that came out really, really well. The other thing we had was the ionized aluminium business card. Once again, Acmer logo. Kind of wanted to keep to that theme where it is promotion of their product. Like I say, they did send me this to review, and this is what we've got. It looks, and it has performed really, really well. And the last thing I did was a slate coaster. Now, this came out really, really well. This was completed in 7 minutes. So, and I could have probably sped it up because it did really engrave really well. Slate coasters with lasers are brilliant. So some of the specs for this machine, so comes with the air assist supplied, and that is a 30 litre a minute air assist system. Also zero assembly, so it's literally connect up the laser module, it's connect up the hose, and then all the connections in terms of wiring. There is no assembly required. For me, for a new starter, someone who's a novice, that's going to be the thing that really sells that. The other thing is it's a 30,000 millimeters a minute speed, so you can go that fast. Also, it's you can cut up to 30 millimeters of wood. Now in my next trial we're going to try that. You can cut dark acrylic up to 25 millimeters as well, and also 8 millimeters MDF. The optional changes for the laser module, you got the 10 watt, the 20 watt, and this is the 33 watt, but you can also add on the IR laser for an additional cost. The optional area of extending the cutting area, you can go up to 200% bigger. That's an optional extra. And like I say, you can use the 1064 IR laser on this. The working area is 400 square. It doesn't come with the honeycomb bed, but like I said in my video, I had that anyway. The air assist is brilliant. And the optional extras as well in the case, the way that it was premium package, it really blew me away. Yeah, so overall, really impressed with this laser. The power of it, the actual feel of it, the way it looks is really good. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, thanks to Acmer for sending this to me to review. And in the next videos, we're going to be doing some projects, a bit more specific around the project of materials, but also we're going to go into the air extraction unit that we had supplied with this unit, and the enclosure that they supply as well. I feel like if you have an area that isn't quite good for extraction, these two additional extra items are a key plus. So overall, the Acmer P2 33 watt laser is premium. It looks great, it performs great, and it did exactly what it specified in all the description and the specifications. For me, it's probably one of my standout lasers that I've used on this channel, and I will be using it for future projects. So once again, thanks to Acmer for sending me for this to review, and also to PCB Way for sponsoring today's video. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. Take care, everyone.